Meghan Markle never fails in her quest to shock people with her silly behavior. Here are 15 disgusting moments from Meghan Markle that shocked the world and left a deep scar in the hearts of people. The 2022 Robb Elementary School shooting is an event that will forever remain in the hearts of Uvalde citizens. That day was a dark one. They lost 19 children and 2 teachers. It was a time of deep mourning for the people, but for Meghan, it was the opposite. It was a time for clout chasing and a PR stunt. Just 2 days after the incident, Meghan left her California mansion as if she was being chased out and flew to Uvalde. She is not a citizen and has no ties of any sort to the people. While others saw sorrow and pain, Meghan saw popularity. She flew in and pretended to be a compassionate mother figure amid her popularity that was going down fast. She went to the memorial site and dropped a bouquet of flowers while bowing down. Reports have it that she came with her own cameramen so they could give her the perfect shot to use on her social media. For critics, this was heartbreaking. Why would you exploit dead people for self-promotion? She crossed every line of decency.
So it's just, of course it's important that public figures respond to this tragedy, and it's the most ghastliest of tragedy, but you can't help thinking there's a heavy dollop of opportunism and insincerity in this, which I think most people would find, not to their liking.
This is not Meghan's first time doing this. In 2020, she and Harry shut down a graveyard in California, walked over the gravestones of other men, soldiers who died. So this is not their first time, Harry and Meghan's first time, utilizing the dead to promote themselves. And that's kind of despicable, really.
And that is not even the worst. She reportedly demanded to be allowed into the hospital to take photos of herself with survivors. There was a wildfire in Altadena, and Meghan saw it as a perfect opportunity for another PR stunt to gain popularity. She drove over 2 hours from Los Angeles to Altadena while the fire was still burning. Her quest for attention was so urgent that she could not wait for the fire to die down. She trespassed on people's burned down properties and later sold the images to TMZ for profit. She did not go there to help. She went there to gain attention. This was beyond pathetic.
Last year, they were just looking for the right photo opportunities. They just are desperate to continue to be seen as members of the British royal family. And again, that's what they were trying to do when walking through the ashes of, people's entire lives. Our ashes are not your photo op.
Meghan carries rumors like it is her duty. She was allegedly involved in starting a rumor about Prince William being unfaithful to Kate. According to reports, Meghan didn't keep that gossip to herself. She allegedly went a step further and asked Kate directly how it felt to be cheated on.
It was Meghan who leaked all those rumors that William was having an affair with Rose Hanbury.
I've heard all of that, that Meghan is the one that instigated this.
Long reported rumors, which I can tell you, I believe to be true, that it was Meghan Markle, perhaps with Prince Harry, who first spread the rumors about an affair between Prince William and Rose Hanbury.
Imagine hearing something that personal, something that painful, framed as idle chat. That's not honesty. That's cruelty and disgusting. Royals are trained to protect each other's dignity, especially in private. But moments like this made it clear Meghan wasn't guarding the family's image. She was stirring the pot and watching the fallout. From that to the baby brain comment she made about Princess Catherine, anywhere Meghan stands, she spells trouble. This gave me the biggest goosebumps of the century. Traditionally, a bride is escorted down the aisle to meet her groom. Meghan chose something very different. She walked down the aisle alone, front and center, soaking in the moment by herself. When King Charles realized this was out of hand, he had to quickly join her halfway to escort and present her to his son. And let's be clear, it's not like she didn't have a family. She had a living father, a half-brother, a half-sister, and extended relatives. Her mother was right there, seated and present. So the choice wasn't about having no one, It was about choosing who mattered enough to be seen. Lilibet was the Queen's childhood pet name. It held deep meaning and significance to her. Meghan chose to name her child Lilibet shortly after the death of Prince Philip, even though the Queen would not have wanted anyone else to use that name. It was the name Prince Philip may have used privately for the Queen during their youth. Hearing it could have brought back painful memories, but Meghan did not care. Or maybe the Queen might have preferred family members not use her personal childhood nickname for their children while she was alive. All Meghan wanted was the fame and profit attached to the name. A domain name was reportedly registered before informing the Queen, just to trademark a name they did not own. Meghan Markle has zero respect for family or personal boundaries. At a Centabelle polo event in Miami, Meghan appeared uninvited. Instead of keeping her distance and staying unnoticed, which she cannot do, she started groping married men in front of their families and mistreated the chairwoman. This shocking behavior crossed ethical and social lines, disgusting attendees and the public with Meghan's rude nature. Meghan's trip to Morocco was surrounded by controversy. She appeared eager to show the world she was pregnant, but she directed this behavior at the wrong person. A young girl was standing nearby when Meghan began stroking her bump while intensely staring at the girl, making her visibly uncomfortable. This raised serious questions. What was her reason for staring at a young girl while stroking her bump? It was shocking and inappropriate. What goes inside the body should be handled with care, but Meghan showed extreme carelessness. After using the portion of chicken she needed, she stored the rest improperly. On live television, instead of covering it properly, she left it exposed in the fridge. Her Netflix show failed before the first episode aired, showing how disastrous her cooking habits were. She mixed food with her bare hands without any hygiene precautions. Okay, even if we ignore no gloves, how can we ignore the ring on her finger dipping into the food?
She's got that, whatever, $1 million pinky ring on and pressing it into the dough. Hello, Salmonella. I never can say that right. Salmonella Sussex. How are you again, my old friend? Like, what's happening? Why would you do that? Take off your jewelry.
When Meghan cooks, hygiene flies out the window. Meghan shocked the world with this act, especially as a former royal. She mocked the act of curtsying during her failed Netflix show. Instead of focusing on the subject, she performed an exaggerated curtsy while recounting her first meeting with Queen Elizabeth II. This moment sparked outrage. Why mock an age-old tradition for attention?
So I was like, pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty.
The exaggerated curtsy came off more like a joke than a memory. And this wasn't some random tradition, it was about meeting the Queen. Cold and dismissive at a mother-to-mother event in South Africa. In 2019, during her South Africa tour, Meghan Markle appeared cold and dismissive, acting like she wanted everyone to do her bidding. She loves the camera, and the moment she spotted one, she started her act. All she wanted at that point was to take pictures. At the same time, a woman was giving a heartfelt speech, but Meghan did not listen. Instead, she forced everyone around her to sit down on the floor so she could take photos. The women had no option but to obey, because whatever Meghan wants, she gets. During Paris Fashion Week in 2025, Meghan was caught on camera recording herself with her feet casually propped up on car seats while passing near the Pont d'Alma tunnel, where Princess Diana died. What makes it worse is how often Meghan brings up Diana when it suits her narrative. If Diana's memory is so sacred, why turn the sight of her death into a backdrop? It didn't feel emotional or accidental. It felt performative and honestly disturbing. Some moments should never be used for self-promotion, and this was one of them. Instead of honoring Diana, it came across like she was borrowing tragedy for attention. and that's deeply wrong. At a 2025 Balenciaga fashion show, Meghan was reportedly filmed laughing as a model stumbled on the runway. This reaction shocked viewers for its lack of empathy and basic human decency, reinforcing perceptions of her being out of touch. And this is the same Meghan who constantly brands herself as a feminist and a champion of women. Funny how that support disappears when another woman is visibly struggling in public. On their trip to Colombia, Harry was so engrossed in a conversation with Xiomara Susskind that Meghan tried everything she could to divert his attention. When nothing worked, she did something very shocking. She slid her dress to expose her legs. Yet none of this got Harry's attention. Meghan has pulled this stunt many times. When she realizes that she is not getting the attention she wants, she takes things to another level. She slightly opens her blouse while looking around, bouncing in her seat, and adjusting her outfit over and over again. She kept glancing around to see if anyone noticed. Nobody did. This one still makes people uncomfortable. During the 2018 wedding dress fittings, reports say Meghan made fun of Princess Charlotte over her bridesmaid dress. Charlotte was only 3, yet left the fitting in tears. Palace sources later claimed the tone was harsh and unnecessary.
This person overheard her saying to Charlotte sort of like, you know, you're not well behaved like Ivy, and you're fat and pudgy, unlike Ivy, who was, I think, about 6 years older than she was. And so she was rarely and reduced the child to
There are also reports that she glared at Princess Charlotte during her wedding. What kind of adult picks on an innocent child? That's really pathetic. At the time, her father, Thomas Markle, was hospitalized after a severe stroke that left him unable to speak. Meghan chose to fly across the country to Uvalde instead of visiting him. This decision shocked many, as she drove hours to pose at a stranger's tragedy while refusing a short trip to her own father's bedside.
Quite crude publicity stunt by flying halfway across America to visit the scene of the mass shooting in Texas, despite not seeing your dad. Does it just feel like this is publicity? She's wanting people to think that she's trying to solve things with your father?
It is good to support strangers during hard times, but abandoning your father to do so tells a very different story about you. There you have it, 15 times Meghan Markle crossed the line. What other moment did we miss in this video? Let us know in the comment section, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next video.